The year is 2010. Fallout 3 came out 2 years ago, and you sit there waiting for a new Fallout game to come out, hoping it's as good as the last. On top of this, it's already been a stacked goddamn year for video games. Holy shit, dude. I remember coming home from school in like 2010 and just sitting there and gaming for hours, putting my backpack up, not a care in the world. I missed that so much. So whenever Fallout 3 came out, right, and I played it, and it was great. It was an amazing game. And then a couple of years later, Fallout New Vegas presents itself like this. You can imagine that my noggin was fucking gone. I lost it. Couldn't find it for weeks, in fact. Fallout was always known for its aesthetic, which I always enjoyed. So whenever Fallout New Vegas presented itself as kind of a Western cowboy Mojave Fallout with the same banging music and some new characters, I was hyped. I was so ready to get my hands on it. So me, I sat at school. You probably did too. Or maybe you were sitting at the lunch table doing the absolute dumbest shit you're ever gonna do in your life. I mean, that's what lunch period's for. You don't actually eat. You just throw food around and make concoctions. They're not food. It's not edible. You make some goddamn concoctions in lunch period. Want to talk about fucking PvP enabled zones, dude? Lunchroom. Then October 19th came around and Fallout New Vegas released, and the entire world explodes. New Vegas sells 1.4 million copies within the first week and becomes a massive success. And getting some pretty goddamn good gameplay reviews and just overall embraced by the fans. The story, the gameplay, and the coherent world of Fallout New Vegas is what really made it stand out to a lot of people, along with the interesting characters that inhabit it, that all have their own backstories and own quests for you to do. It had kind of the same gameplay elements as Fallout 3, but it was unique in its own charming way. Not straying too far from the path, but just enough to be its own title. The radiation area is more common than in Fallout 3. The story could be more affected by the player than in Fallout 3, and it felt like your choices had more of a weight behind them, and the writing was just so goddamn good, dude. But allowing the player to have such freedom in the story allows for you, the player, to play over and over and over again and get a different outcome every time. I have like 130 hours on this game, maybe 200, and I still have not experienced everything this game has to offer. That might be because I might have started to kill everybody saved, but that's not important. However, with the Fallout show coming out, I did wonder how much of this memory that I have of this game whenever I was very young was actually a memory and maybe not nostalgia. Which, by the way, Walton Goggins, holy shit, you did a good-ass job. That was peak. So I launched up New Vegas in 2024, and this is what happened. This is the Fallout New Vegas experience in 2024, and my thoughts on the game, and why I think that you should go play this game right now if you haven't, and maybe you've just watched the Fallout show. If you enjoyed this video, my name is Cambodia, and please consider subscribing, because that would mean a lot. Thank you. So whenever you launch the game, you will be greeted by this guy, followed by this guy. Now, this guy is a lot more important than this guy. This guy's name is Benny, and he's also voiced by Matthew Perry. Rest in peace, my goat. Which is fucking crazy, by the way, because Matthew Perry was a huge fan of Fallout, and that's why they asked him to voice this character, which is so cool. Now you see Benny surrounded by what looks like a gang digging a grave. You later learn that this gang is called the Great Khans, and then you soon learn that that grave is actually for your ass, and you're about to get clipped and posted on Twitter. So you get shot in the head by Benny, and it is assumed that you're dead. And he says the infamous line, "It was rigged from the start." And you think you're dead, right? But then wait, you're alive? How is this possible? I got shot in the face. And I know, but it turns out that you were actually saved by a guy named Doc Mitchell who looks like a badass, and he saves you, and this is where you start to name your character and create your guy. Hey. Now, in like any of the other Fallout games, whenever you start, you get to customize your special skills. Strength will help you with carry weight, melee damage, and hit points. Perception will help you with ranged combat, also spotting enemies from afar on your radar, and give you some new dialogue options that maybe weren't there before. Endurance will help you with how fast you heal, give you some more hit points, and also give you some radiation resistance. Charisma will help whenever you're talking to your NPCs, like maybe you'll have a better barter and speech chance. Intelligence will help you with using science weapons, and also give you more skills whenever you level up. Which is good if you're a new player, because then you can kind of mess around with different skills more and upgrade them more often to maybe build out your character a little more and feel out how you actually want them to play. Agility will help you with normal ranged weapons like lever actions or assault rifles and weapons of that nature. And luck will help you with gambling. That is not a lie. Luck in New Vegas will legitimately make you have better hands whenever you gamble. But if you're new and you want to try different shit out and build your character out more so, then yeah, pump levels into intelligence. That way you get more skill points whenever you level up, allowing to put it into more attributes for your character. You want to do a melee build, which is pretty hard, then level up your strength a little bit and use a melee weapon and go around and bash people over the head. It's the Mojave. Who's going to stop you? I'm not going to stop you. Go for it. Do you want to be sneaky and good with guns? Level agility. There's actually a lot of instances in Fallout New Vegas where you don't even really need to shoot anyone and you're able to get in and out undetected if your sneak is high enough and if you're good enough. Now, along with these main ones, there's also tagged skills, which you can use to further enhance your build to be more specified towards a certain characteristic. Let's say you did want to do that melee build, right? Which is already kind of hard, but let's say you want to make it harder because you hate yourself. Then you can select the unarmed skill to make your fisticuffs better and do more damage, which is crazy why anyone would want to go through this game with just their hands. But you know what? If you can do it, that impresses me. Let's say you want to be a cowboy like I am in most of my playthroughs of Fallout New Vegas. Literally select the cowboy skill, which makes you better with dynamite and lever action weapons. There's just so much to think about and digest as a player, but not in really an intimidating way. It's pretty easy to digest and look at and kind of figure out where you want to go. Only real ones select Wild Wasteland, alright? This just makes the Wasteland a little more goofy, and you'll just find random shit that wouldn't be in the game otherwise if you didn't select this skill. So, I always recommend selecting Wild Wasteland because I just love it so much. But it may be you're different and you don't. I recommend looking up Wild Wasteland on Fallout New Vegas just to get a glimpse of what it does for the game. It makes it so much more fun. Now, after you're let loose into the world, this is where the age of the game starts to show a bit. Not in the graphics. I actually like this era of graphics because it kind of takes me back to whenever I was in middle school to elementary school playing this game. However, it doesn't run particularly well on newer hardware. Fallout games are already kind of buggy, so for this game being 14 years old, I was expecting it to have some issues. It would crash here and there, but not super often, and I was kind of not disappointed, but just kind of like, oh, okay, I expected this. But besides all that, holy shit, does it feel good to be back in Good Springs, dude. This little town is like the perfect starting area for the philosophy of the game. And I'm about to get into why. And the first thing you're going to notice about the world is, well, the world. And whenever you open your map, there's a lot of it to explore. Which, oh my god, there is so much optional shit to do in Good Springs to help you get a better understanding of this world and how it works and set up kind of your mindset for the rest of the game. For example, the Powder Ganger quest, in which you meet a guy who needs help defending himself from the Powder Gangers, has two very different sides to it. Now, this can go one of two ways. You can try to recruit the members of Good Springs and have them also help defend you in the attack of the Powder Gangers on the town. Or, and this is a very big or, you can learn about the Powder Gangers inside with them, which kind of sets up how New Vegas works for the rest of the game. There are very differing sides in this game, and you get to choose which side you're on. Or maybe you're on your own side and you don't give a shit about anyone. Once you get out of Good Springs, you'll quickly learn that your choices in this world really do matter and impact the world around you in visible ways. And I'll bring this up more later, but this beginning area really does set that up really well. And how differing tribes will attack each other, but also how you can learn about them and go on by yourself to go talk to them and learn about their beliefs, their morals, who they are fighting with, who they are teaming with. It makes the world feel very coherent and changing as you play through the story. I mean, there are a lot of sides. There's Mr. House, which is holy shit.
Hey, do me a favor, courier. I can't get out of this thing, so I need you to go get me the platinum chip. I don't really know what it does, but I just know that you need to go get it. And then hopefully we can go to Hoover Dam together. I'll take you and get you a hot dog. We'll go to Hoover.
There's the NCR, the Boomers, the Great Khans, Jackals, Omertas, the Vipers, the White Glove Society are all moving parts that you're going to get to know. Which is that is what makes this game so special to me. So now, you've picked what side you're going to do for Good Springs, and you've done that quest, which I helped defend the town because I'm a goody two-shoes. And then the game pushes you to explore and go find Benny, which you should want to because he fucking shot you in the face. Which, if you have the Wild Wasteland equipped, you're gonna see a fridge with a hat and a skeleton in it, which is a direct reference to Indiana Jones whenever he hides in the fridge and the nuke explodes. That right there is what you put on Wild Wasteland, because of goofy shit like that is only available whenever you pick Wild Wasteland. So you do go start exploring for Benny and try to get on his trail, and this is one of the first times that you see this road. Now, if you're new to New Vegas, and I did this the first time, you're gonna look at the strip, and then you're gonna look at the road, and you're gonna say, oh, this road makes perfect sense to go on. That way, I can get there quicker. Fucking wrong, buddy. Wrong every day of the week. You can try, and hell, you can even be determined to get down this road. And if you do, dude, round of applause for you, because that shit's hard. This entire road is really meant for later games so that you can come back and kill all the stuff on it, because there's like death claws and bloat flies and just a lot of shit that you don't particularly want to deal with right now. But not forcing you to go the other way, because you can try, and you might even succeed. But encouraging the player to go the other route of the road and go explore the other towns and cities and world that they have planned out for them. Which is awesome for two reasons. Number one, you can still choose to go down this road and maybe even make it, giving the player that freedom to make the choices they want to make and feel the reward for finally doing that task if they so choose, making a player feel like they're in an actual world rather than just following a story. And in a game like Fallout, the world needs to feel like it doesn't really have any boundaries for the player. And Obsidian, my goat, did this very well. And number two, if you're like most other players and you go the other route, the longer route, you'll undoubtedly miss a lot the first time, but you'll experience a lot that the world has to offer, and you'll meet a lot of those infamous characters that you hear people talking about, and just see a lot of the towns and world building. And on top of this, while you're going down this road, you can listen to some tunes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And you'll do some fucking wacky quests on the way, like Come Fly With Me or the Novak quest line. There's a lot of fun things to do on the way there. Boone is my goat. I will always use this guy. We're gonna get to that later, though. I might also use this guy. Or this guy. There's a lot of guys. I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic. Eventually, however, you'll make your way to Prim, which this is where the game kind of introduces you to the NCR, or the New California Republic, which prides themselves on pre-war values of democracy. And also, they colonize the shit out of places. Mainly, they colonize areas to civilize them. And in the setting of the game, you basically watch them try to fight over New Vegas and colonize it and civilize it as well in their own way. So you go to Prim, and an NCR officer stops you and tells you the town has been overran and is off limits. And now, me being me, he tells me the city is off limits, and I'm like, oh no, I guess I gotta go in there. So I clear out the town of the uncivilized fools, and you go into a casino there after the town's cleared out, and you learn about a deputy who is actually being held hostage by raiders inside one of the main buildings. So I went to go free him, and after you free him, you quickly learn that you get to decide what happens with Prim. Now you can do three things. You can give it to the NCR, go get them recruits, send them to Prim, leave it to the NCR. Number two, the deputy that you freed tells you about an ex-convict in a camp that you can go talk to, and he thinks that he would be suitable to be a deputy or a sheriff for the new town. Number three, you can do absolutely fucking nothing. Just leave. Just leave it. Now, what you want to do there is completely up to you and your own discretion. So I'm going to leave that to you. You sick animal. You sick fuck. Which, this is whenever I started to notice that the world does actually change whenever you're not there, which I didn't really notice on my first time playing through the game. But now this is my third or fourth time, and now that I'm looking for it, I'm noticing it. There's an outpost with one NCR soldier occupying it and complaining about how he didn't have enough reinforcements. Now, he asked me to go get him more, but I didn't because I wanted to go do the main quest, and I just didn't think about that it would, in fact, have consequences if I didn't do anything. So I didn't do anything, and I came back at a later time to find that that outpost, because it didn't have reinforcements, got taken over and is now in raider territory. Which is fucking crazy, by the way, for a game that was made in like 2010, 2012, crazy. But after you go through Prim, you'll eventually run into Niton. Now, whenever you get to Niton, it is completely fucking engulfed in flame. This is not a Poggers moment. In Niton is where you're going to meet Oliver Swanek, or Spider-Man, or Yuri Lowenthal. Which, if you didn't know, Yuri Lowenthal voices Oliver Swanek, but he also voices the male courier. What? Now, Niton, it's completely on fire whenever you get there, and you walk through it and realize that there was a massacre, there's fire everywhere, there is people being crucified, and at the very end of this road, you'll see Kaiser's Legion, which they look like Roman soldiers, but holy shit, they are not very good people, which they have their entire own quest line, and it's really cool, and you should go do it if you play this game. So you go explore, you walk through Niton, maybe talk to some people who are still alive there, such as Kaiser's Legion, learn about them, and then you go to Novak. Now, Novak is where my goat Boone is. Upon going to Novak, you're going to see this giant-ass dinosaur, and as any other gamer does, you're going to go up to it, because what else you're not going to go into it? Dinosaur, you're going to meet 2 different NCR snipers. Manny Vargas during the day, and Craig Boone during the night. My goat. Whenever you talk to him and tell him that you're a stranger, he activates a questline for you, which he tells you that he knows that his wife was taken by Legion slavers, but he wants to figure out who actually sold her to them. So then, get this. You go on a quest line trying to figure out who actually did it, and Boone gives you his beret from the NCR sniping rank and says, hey, whoever you think did it, put on this beret, bring him out in front of the dinosaur, and I'll just fucking blow their head off. Which is crazy, because you can do this to anyone in the town. Anyone at all. Fucking watch this. Boom, gone. Dead. After this quest, though, I really did kind of miss the New Vegas trip, and since I hadn't been there in probably 5 or 6 years, I really just wanted to get to there. So, after this, I did some more quests on the way, and I kind of just went straight to New Vegas to see the strip. I also did this because I didn't have a lot of the skills to do some of the side quests, and I wanted to do the main story, level up a little bit, level up some more of my skills, and then come back and do some more of the side quests that I couldn't have done before that maybe required a science skill or some of those quest lines. Getting to New Vegas the first time is absolutely fucking crazy, and if you run into this guy, kind of dangerous, because he does not let you in unless you have a passport or 2,000 caps. And if you try to walk past him, he's gonna fucking obliterate you. You don't try. You're not getting past him. You can tell that there is law here, and there's some kind of strict rules inside, and that it allows for crime to be a very low rate in this area, making it feel almost like a safe haven whenever you're in it. Whenever you're in New Vegas, you feel safe. As soon as you walk out those doors and you're back in the Mojave, it's a completely just different feeling. You can also go in the casinos and gamble and try to win big. And 99% of people will actually quit before they make it big. I lost everything I owned within 10 minutes. Literally everything. This is not like for the video. I lost like 2,000 caps in 10 minutes. I am never going to a casino, dude. Holy shit. But in one of the casinos, this is where you will finally see Benny, and you can choose to RKO his ass if you so please. Not to mention that the entire New Vegas Strip is built on top of a vault. How much more civilized can it get? But more importantly, this is where the best part of the game starts, in my opinion. When you get to New Vegas, the game opens up a lot more, and you're asked to get this platinum ship from Mr. House. Now, how you get it is up to you, but what you do with it matters a lot. There's a lot of different tribes to go meet. There's a lot of different people to go see. You can talk to Mr. House and activate a lot of the endings. You right there, you get to choose what happens to New Vegas, which is pretty fucking crazy. Now, I've done quite a few of the endings, but I find the one that I like the most is the one that you activate through Yes Man. I am evil, and my friends say that they hate me because I choose that ending, but I like it. But the story is just so rich with differing sides and kind of endings and morals and dilemmas that whenever you, the player, go explore them, you're going to make your own opinions on them, and there's a lot of debate about them online. And any of the endings you choose is going to be fucking sick, by the way. But I didn't really want to go any further than this because my playthrough from this point is not going to match yours whatsoever. If you haven't played Fallout New Vegas, please go play it and get to this point and just go explore the world and find out about the different tribes, and I promise you, you will have some of the best goddamn memories about this game you'll ever have in your life. The story is out there and waiting for you to go explore it, and you just have to get out there and go find it. So go get Fallout New Vegas, go launch it, and go make the Mojave your version of the world. My name is Cambodia. I hope you enjoyed, and please subscribe if you enjoyed it. Thank you. I'll see you guys next time.